Hello and welcome back to the BOSStimator. Ryan Frick, personal trainer. We're going to get into finalizing your estimate and looking at the reporting errors. So I'm going to go ahead and get into an estimate, and then we can discuss what it is. Whenever you're doing an estimate, there's some possibilities at times you forget to put a number for a quantity, or the conversion factor is 0, which calculates a 0 quantity, or there's no material cost associated with a particular material or vendor or labor or whatever, and those items wouldn't result in an error in the program, but would give you a faulty dollar amount. And one of the easiest ways to determine that is we try to highlight those in a deep yellow. So as you can see here, all these items for this estimate has 0 quantity. Actually, I'm going to get into the other estimate real quick. The other one is real similar to this one. That's the same one. Bear with me. Alright, so those things would result in errors, and an easy way to find those errors is that the system is made up that you can press check for errors. And what that does is it runs a report, and it calculates and goes through and finds out that there's 13 possible errors at this point within this estimate. And you're feel free to go through each one of those and find out what they are, where it is, what it is. Just find the fix, put the fix up in the front. So I'm just going to manipulate this to go up to the front of the thing. Verify the reason that the equipment and the appliances have no cost. It is the item appliances had no resultant cost. It's in the form of estimate detail. Where is it located? It's under the task and appliances allowance. Appliances allowance. And so let's go ahead and go back over here. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to start appliances allowance. As you can see, it has something here, but underneath of it, I'm going to open that up, and there it is. The conversion factor is 0. So we need to change that to a conversion factor of 1, or adjust this to make this work. So that error has been found. Let's go ahead and go back to it, do it again. We had 14, so we should, or 13, we should be down to 12. And we can do it one item at a time. The item carpet pad has no resultant cost. It's under carpet full throttle details. So if you come down here and you start looking at, you can try to find it in here, carpet full throttle details, or I'm just going to go into the search and start typing in carpet. Well, let's find it this way. Contains carpet. Okay, full throttle. And then there should be something underneath that that doesn't have anything as well. Actually, there's 3 of them. There's carpet pad, tack strip, and installer. Well, 2 of them. So let's say the carpet pad runs about $45 a row. Tack strip's about $29 a row. And this is saying, hey, this has been locked. Do you want to lock it so it can't be changed in the future? And then I'm going to unlock the tack strip, though, and make that $29. Bear with me. Got too much stuff open right now, so it's running a little slower than normal. I don't want to lock it, though. So there we go. I got rid of those 2 items now. I'm going to go ahead and remove the filter. And let's go ahead and run check for errors again. So I got rid of 2. We were at 12, so should be back down to 10. So as you can see, I can whittle it away and try to find these, or I can just print out the error report. And basically, it prints it out in a format that you can come in here, take a look, find out where it is, find out what the fix is, the metal, doors, exterior, and we can go back and forth between each one of these. So in the materials, doors, exterior, pre-hung. Okay. Doors, exterior, let's go to each one of these. Or an easier, since it's all behind here, another way of looking this stuff up, I'm going to go ahead and close this report, is to go under the items tab, and it's the same thing as the items is what's below the task, is what the tasks are made of. But let's go ahead and go into here, and I'm going to go ahead and go over to where the item total is, and I'm going to highlight that column and make it smallest to largest, and it should pull up everything that has a 0 up in front, and there are a bunch of them right there. So all these items that have a total cost of 0, something's wrong with it, and we need to figure out what it is. The unit cost for the trusses, 85. The door, exterior door. So you can see that these things, what it's saying is, right, let's go ahead and read this. Do you wish to replace this item's pricing only? In other words, just this single item, you'd press yes. This will lock the item so it cannot be updated with new pricing until you unlock it. So in other words, if you press yes, you won't be able to bid this thing out because it's locked. So if you press no, it will replace all like items. So I'm going to press no for right now, since this is kind of a budget. I don't want to make it a default pricing. Okay, the exterior doors, I'm going to say that's $275, and it's going to come up with the same questions again, and no, and no. And we can go and set defaults up later on so it doesn't ask those questions again. But as you can see, there's a half dozen of these items in here that's going to be that way. The lavatory standard, I'm going to say it's 125. Now watch what happens on this one. I'm going to change this. Press yes to replace this single item. I'm going to press no, but watch what happens to the one below it. It changed both of them at the same time. So now both of these have been changed. The lavatory fixture is $85, and I'm going to press this single item's pricing, and then now it only changed one of them. So you can see that you have the ability to make it so it's different from one item to the other, and then you come and unlock them all if you wanted to come back and adjust them later or put them in a bid. It's your choice. You can do whatever you want to do here. But let's go ahead and plumbing, fixtures, materials. I'm just going to put these at 5%. This is miscellaneous materials, very minimal amount. I'm going to change it all to 5%. No, I'm not going to do that either, so it's good. And then the shower fixture, I'm going to change this and put this at $175. Since there's 2 showers, I want to make them both, and it'll change both of them. And no. Okay, so now we adjusted those, so that should have gotten rid of quite a few of the errors. I'm going to unlock them all so you can bid them in the future. But if you didn't want to bid something, you can say, I don't want this price ever to change, or no one ever to be able to change this, and it'd be locked, so no one would be able to do it. But I did that. Let's go back and check for errors again. I went from 10 down to 3. So let's find out what these are. Let's go over to the fix. The reason the material, miscellaneous other materials, has no cost. Tile allowance, and the toilet has no cost. Let's find out where those are at. We got these done. We still got some miscellaneous. Oh, I missed some down here, didn't I? Thought I had it all done. Tile allowance, 1.25 per square foot. I want all of them to be changed to that, and I want that to be a standard price from here on out. So as a standard pricing, it unlocks it for sure. And the Kohler is $185, and I want to adjust both of them. No, and yes, I want that as a default from here on out as well. So from every time here on out that you put in that a Kohler toilet is used, that will be the default price. So let's go ahead and run that again now. Let's run the check again, and that should have taken care of all the errors. There was one more here. The miscellaneous materials has no cost. Let's find out where that's at, and then we can try to figure out where it is under the task tab for exhaust vent details. I'm going to go underneath here, smallest to largest. I'm showing everything has a price, but let's go back into the task tab, exhaust vent details. Contains text filter. I'm going to go in here, exhaust vent details. So we got 2 of those. Let's find out what's underneath this. And there it is, miscellaneous materials. The unit rate has a rate, but the conversion factor is 0. So 0 times the unit rate is 0. So that's when we were looking, we couldn't find it back there as a 0 cost because the conversion factor was wrong. But the error check found it. So I'm going to put that to 1. And let's run the error check again. Actually, I know what I need to do. I need to press F5, which is refresh. Then basically what it does, it saves it as well. Now let's run the error check again. Okay. Let's find out what's going on now. Exhaust vent. And let's close this. Bet you the other one has the same issue. And it did. Now let's close that. Press F5. So the computer is looking for little errors that possibly could be there, because normally you wouldn't have checked it, you wouldn't have been able to find it, or if you would have, it would have been too late. So that helps you eliminate your errors on your estimates. Not saying that there won't still be some, but the computer is trying to help you out. Don't use this as 100% insurance, but it's definitely a good start for error checking of your estimates. So take a look at it, and after you do that, if you print it now, the same thing will show up, that you don't have no more errors, but that shows you that your estimate is ready to proceed to printing on to make your prints. So anyways, that is error checking and finalizing your estimates. If you have any questions, don't ever be afraid to call the boss.